Good morning, ladies. How are you today? Beautiful, focused female entrepreneurs. I'm happy to be with you today. I'm excited to be with you today to talk about how to spend 30 minutes a day on Facebook Max, but still be super visible and have awesome engagement. And as you know, we're obviously in a Facebook group, but Facebook is one of the most it's the way that I get so much, I build so many relationships. It's the way I get most of my business. And I think it is brilliant if you can be as effective as possible when you're using Facebook, because it's very easy to get sucked into being on there all day, every day, and really having nothing to show for it. So today what we're going to talk about is how you can really be focused when you are using Facebook and get done what you need to get done and make it a real asset for your business so that it's part of your marketing strategy, but it's really, really important. And as I said, focus. So you know why you're on Facebook, you know what your intention is, and you know that you're going to have a great outcome from it and you're going to get done what you say you're going to get done. So to get started, what I would recommend is that you don't try and be everywhere and doing everything all the time, because that is a recipe for disaster. You're going to be spreading yourself too thin. You're not going to be focused in the places that you are on Facebook, and you're not going to be necessarily reaching the right people. So choose 3 groups at the most, 3 groups that you're going to focus your attention on. And those groups ideally should be people, contain people who are your ideal clients, so that you are talking all the time to an audience and connecting with an audience that is going to be a potential client for you or a potential joint venture partner, but you're in the right company. And you need to have groups that are really engaged and interactive. So there's a lot of stuff happening there. People are interested. There's conversations going on, because you can tell the vibe of a group sometimes when you go in and it's absolutely dead and all you see is posts from the admin of the group trying to get engagement happening, and there's nothing happening there. So be really specific and fussy about the groups that you choose to spend your time in. So as I said, I'd choose 3 groups plus your own group. I really recommend you have your own group, because that means that you are number 1 in that group. You're the leader of the group, you're seen as an expert, and you get to, I suppose, control the vibe of the group, the purpose of the group, and what happens in that group. You are in charge. When you go on Facebook, there are 3 things that I tend to do on Facebook. One of those things is to comment on people's posts. So if I go into a group, I will go through and find out, if there's anything that's I can help people with, that interests me and that will help me build a relationship. And I would comment on those posts. I would also put one of my own posts up in groups. And the other thing I would do would be to reply to people who have commented on my posts. So those are the 3 main activities that I find I'm doing in Facebook and that I recommend that you do yourself. There are 7 steps. I have a 7-step formula, which sounds like a lot, but it's quite simple, to being on Facebook less and doing it better, so that you are able to control the amount of time you're on there and don't get carried away. So this 7-step Facebook marketing formula is really, really simple but really effective. So I'll run through it quickly now, and any questions, pop them up and I'm happy to answer them either now or later if you are not watching live. So number 1. Now let's start with saying, to start with, you don't actually log into Facebook. So number 1 is to set an intention. What is your plan for going into Facebook today? Are you going in there to make an offer? Are you going in there to connect with people, to build up your visibility? What is the reason that you're going in there, and what do you want to achieve? So step 1 is to set your intentions. Step 2 is to set your priorities. Okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to go into your 3 groups and put up a post? Are you going to go into your 3 groups and comment on people's posts? What are you planning to do? And prioritize those things. particularly if you've got different groups that you're in that have theme days. Be aware of what the themes are and plan your content accordingly so that you go in there and post on the correct days. Number 3 is to create your materials. So create these posts, the graphics that you're going to put in there. Have all of those ready to go. Now, I find that myself, I like to do these in a bulk time. So I'll set aside time to do them, maybe once a week. And then I'll have all these posts there ready to go so that when I do make my move onto Facebook and actually log on, I can just go bang, 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 pull them all in, pull in the graphics that I've created in Canva, which is really, really easy and very effective. And I've got all my materials ready to go. I'm not getting onto Facebook and then going, oh, what post will I write today? What am I going to talk about? By having all that ready earlier, you're going to be much more efficient when you actually get into the stage of logging in. So that was number 3. So number 1 is to set your intention. Number 2 is to write your plan and set your priorities. Number 3 is to create your materials, so the posts and the graphics that you're going to use. Number 4 is to set a timer. Now, I like to set a timer for 15 minutes so that I'm really aware of how much time I'm spending on Facebook. I'm not going in there going, right, I'm going to do all these things and coming out and it's taken me half an hour when I only wanted to be in there for 10 minutes. So it really is giving you that awareness, that reminder, so that you know that you can go in and do what you need to do, and you will have that reminder so that you're not going to go over time. So number 4 was to use a timer. Number 5 is to log on to Facebook. So this is when you actually get into Facebook. You're not doing it when you're preparing all these materials and deciding what you're going to do. You're going to wait until you've actually done all those things first, then you go into Facebook. And then you do your stuff. You do what you said you were going to go in there and do. You go through everything. You go on Facebook with your intention. So that's number 5. Yep, that's number 5. And you do the things that you said you were going to do. Number 6 is when the timer goes off. When the timer goes off, it gives you a jolt. You decide then, okay, I'm done. I've done my 15 minutes. I only wanted to be in here 15 minutes. I'm off now. Or you reassess and decide, well, I've still got a couple more things to do. Let's set it for another 5 or 10 minutes and I'll see if I'm done then. But you're making that conscious decision to extend that time if you want to. So that's number 6. So when the timer goes off, reassess and reset the timer if necessary. And then number 7 is the easiest one possible, which is to get off Facebook. So that gives you your 7 easy steps to being on Facebook only for 15 minutes at a time, because you are setting that timer for 15 minutes. Now, this is a great way of really controlling your time on Facebook. However, if you want to be even more effective with how you're posting and where you're posting and the times that you're posting, you can use some other tips. So what I would do each day is when I'm in the morning, I log on to Facebook and I would comment on other people's posts. So I have my 3 groups that I'm a member of, that I concentrate my energies in, and my own group, which is this group we're in now. And this is my focus. So really I aim as much as possible to spend my time in my own group, because this is where I have cherry-picked the people who are in this group, and you are all wonderful, wonderful women who are, I suppose you're very much, you're business women, you're the type of people I would love to do business with and that I love connecting with and having that, building that relationship with. So that is where I would spend the most of my time. So to start with in the morning, I would spend some time going in and commenting on people's posts. Now, if I wanted to be really controlled with this, I might set a timer for a couple of minutes in each of the groups so that I'll just go through quickly and comment on people's posts. The next thing I would do would be to reply to the notifications that have come in overnight. You know, you get up in the morning and people have commented on your post from the day before, or there may be interesting people that you're following that you want to see what they've been doing. So I would then reply to any notifications that had come up and check on those. Then I would put up a daily post. And as we said before, I'd have that post ready with the graphics ready, so that all I need to do is pull it in and put it in the appropriate group. Then later in the day, I would come. So the other thing as well is this is going to be in the top of the newsfeed. And the great thing as well is on commenting on the other, replying to those other notifications, is that if they are from the day before or a few days ago and people have posted, have commented on your post, when you reply to them, that's going to push it up again, so it gets that extra boost of visibility. So you're getting a bigger bang for your buck by continually pushing your post to the top of the news feed. And then at the end of the afternoon or the evening, you can comment on any notifications that you've received that day, because you've put up your post in the morning, your daily post. People may comment on it. You can come back at the end of the day, reply to those comments, and again push it back up to the top of the list so that it's getting featured again in the news feed and keeping you top of mind. So that means that you are constantly, you're spending short amounts of time in Facebook using, as I said, that 15-minute formula that I talked about before when you go on there. Now you can choose. It's nice to spend a 15-minute block in the morning and a 15-minute block in the afternoon or evening to get that maximum engagement and keep pushing your posts to the top of the news feed. That's going to work really, really well. And that means you're spending 30 minutes a day on Facebook, but you are controlling that. Now, if you have lots more things to do, if you want to really spend time doing other stuff on Facebook, then that's fine, as long as you are aware of it and you take responsibility for going back in there later and maybe having an evening session as well. But using the timer works really well, and having the intention works really well, so that you are constantly doing things that are going to push your post back to the top of the news feed. And by commenting on other people's posts and replying to your own, you're really demonstrating your expertise, because you're able to answer questions about whatever it is your specialty is, and you're also showing that you care and that you are willing to answer anything. And I would really recommend, if people comment on your post, answer every notification, every one, because that really shows that you are building that connection with people, and you just never know where that may lead. Just by being generous with all of the free offerings, the free strategies and tips that you're putting out there, it will come back to you in ways that you couldn't even imagine. So that gives you a bit of a summary on how you can spend 30 minutes a day on Facebook max. As I said, those 2 15-minute blocks, but really boost the engagement that you're getting and the visibility that you're having on Facebook, because of the strategies that you're using. You're not just going on there and posting in groups. You're choosing the right groups to post in. You're limiting those to really specific groups so that you're not trying to spread yourself too thin. You're following that Facebook marketing strategy formula, the 15-minute formula we went through before. And you are being careful with the way that you are posting. So you're replying to your notifications in the morning, you're commenting on posts, you're putting up your own post, and then you're coming back later in the day to reply to comments on your post so that it gets pushed up to the top of the news feed again. So you're really just working smarter rather than harder, and by planning ahead and being really careful with your strategies, you can really maximize the effect that you're having and be really, really visible. People are going to really start noticing you, and you're going to get lots more interaction, and your business is going to grow too. So I hope that's given you a bit of food for thought. I would love your comments, and if you have anything to add or any questions, then pop them below and I will come back in and answer them later. Bye for now, ladies.